All right, guys. You have to excuse my hair. It's a little bit of a mess, but it'll be all right. I am about to start making Sancocho, which is Dominican, traditionally chicken stew, but they will put beef or chicken or shrimp or whatever, but typically I just do chicken. So I'm gonna kind of do a step by step, what you need to buy, how much of this, etc., etc. And hopefully you guys like it. Everybody that I make it for loves it. Some Dominican women actually taught me how to make it, so I'm just not going all over the place or just picking out something I want to do for myself. This is like a traditional meal that they do serve in Dominican Republic. And I'm pretty sure they serve a variation of it around a bunch of different Caribbean islands, but in DR, it is called Sancocho. So stay tuned. Okay, so first I'm going to make sofrito, and it's just the base of the Sancocho. When I first was taught, I just was taught to cut all the peppers and onions up and just put them in the water, but I kind of like this better. I like the blend of all the peppers and onions and garlic. I just feel like it pulls the meal together a little bit better. So that's why I do it like this. So basically, it's gonna be one whole green bell pepper, one red, one yellow, one orange, or you can do whatever colors you want. I like for my meals to be colorful as much as possible, so I try and use all the colors of peppers that I can. There's also gonna be one whole onion, a whole bunch of cilantro, and about 4 or 5 leaves of culantro. I'm also gonna do, because I love a lot of garlic, I'm gonna use 4 cloves of garlic in that as well. And I'm gonna do about 4 lemons, or not lemons, limes. This is everything that's gonna go in the sofrito base that I'm gonna put in a blender. And those are my tomatoes. Oh, I forgot about the tomatoes. So those are 2 tomatoes as well. So I just kind of cut them up in big quarters or whatever. And it's gonna all go in the blender, and then I will make sure it goes over into this pot. We love this pot. I know it looks kind of crazy, strangely enough, but I think that's just a reflection, but it's very clean, don't worry. Anyway, I'll show you guys next how it looks afterwards. All right, so this is a sofrito base that I've just blended all together. I'm going to pour into this pot, and then I'm going to fill this with water and do equal parts, and then just see how it goes. If everything that I'm gonna end up putting in the pot, so because this pot is so large, I have to use both eyes, like a front and a back eye. So I'm just gonna set both of them at medium for now. And once I get everything in the pot, then I will turn it down to low, just so the chicken and everything will kind of cook a little slower. Yeah. So in this bowl is a mix of seasonings that I'm gonna put in the Sancocho. There are 3 packs of these guys. Sorry, I should have showed you guys before I put it all in there. But just because that pot's so big, I want the flavor to really come through. So there's 3 packs of those. There's a tablespoon of black pepper, Himalayan salt, a little garlic salt, and a tablespoon of adobo seasoning as well. You can pretty much find this stuff at any market or grocery store for the most part. So I'm gonna start adding some stuff to the pot and see how it goes. And as you all who may cook a lot or may not cook at all know that even though I can tell you the measurements of what I'm putting in there, I may end up going back and sprinkling some more pepper or some more salt. Some people are not into anything spicy, so you won't add jalapenos to your pot. I do, because we like spicy food. So with anything you're cooking, it's kind of to taste. Okay guys, so I have added a little more salt and a little more adobo seasoning, and I've chopped up 2 jalapenos and put it in my mixture as well. So once I get the seasoning and the flavor down to pretty much how I want it, regardless whether there was anything in it or not, Then I'm gonna add the chicken because I want that to cook as slowly as possible so it just all falls off the bones. And then I'll show you guys everything else that I add to the mixture as it goes. Okay, so this is what everything is looking like so far before I add any other ingredients or anything else. I did just add some more cilantro because I love cilantro, and I actually got it out of our garden because we were out. So we've been growing a bunch of herbs and vegetables the last almost month now. So I added some of that, which I was super proud about. Okay, so I have gotten pretty much everything in my mixture that I like on the stove. I did add a fourth of each of those same colored peppers I used for the sofrito. So I did add, just because like I said, I do like very colorful dishes. I'm a big veggie fan, so just to add a little more chunkiness to it. And I'm going to add the chicken now that has been cut by my husband, thankfully, because I'm still not that good at cutting a whole chicken. But anyway, and then I will add my yuca, which is here. So I'll add yuca, which is, for people who don't know, similar to a potato. It's in the potato family. I will add plantains. I will add probably only 2 ears of corn. Just kind of depends on how it looks in the pot. I'm kind of weird about even distribution. So it just kind of depends on if you like. If you don't like these things, you don't have to add them. But traditionally, these things do go in Sancocho, as well as kielbasa. So I will cut this and add that as well, and carrots. And yeah, that's about it for now. So I'm gonna start cutting up everything, and I will show you as I add. And see, the yuca's peeled. You pretty much use a potato peeler just like you would. Like I said, it is in the potato family. It's kind of starchy. I love them. And I'm also gonna have to peel the carrots, obviously. So yeah, I just wanted to show you because I'm sure somebody was probably looking at it like, what is the outside of that? But yeah, you just use a potato peeler. That's all. All right, guys, so I've added the chicken. It's been sitting in here for a while. Not a while, maybe like 10 minutes, but still, because this pot is super hot. It's already starting to cook through on certain pieces, which is great. So now I'm gonna add the yuca, and then after that, I'll add the kielbasa. Okay, so it just dawned on me that some people probably may not know what kielbasa is, but it is a type of squash. So it's in the squash family. So you pretty much just cut off the rind, and everything else you cut up and put it in your pot, or you can actually eat it without cooking it all the way down. It's actually pretty fresh. It's funny because it kind of reminds me of a not so sweet maybe cantaloupe, which is funny because it is orange just like that. But yeah, so it is a type of squash, just so you know. The chicken and yuca have been in here simmering for probably about 10 minutes. As you can see, I cut the yuca up into small little circular pieces, and I'm gonna add the kielbasa, and I turned the heat down a little bit lower than medium because I don't want anything to cook super fast. And I'm gonna add the kielbasa, and then I'll put the lid on and let all those things just kind of marinate and cook together for probably, I don't know, I'd say another 10 to 15 minutes before I go and kind of try and taste everything and see what's going on. All right, so the kielbasa, yuca, and chicken have all been simmering for, I don't know, probably about 20 minutes. Y'all like that, don't you? Ooh. And so now I'm gonna add this corn and carrots, and I'll add the plantain last. All right, so this lid is about to go back on. I'm gonna turn things down even a little bit further. As I said, I do have both eyes on right now just because this pot is large and in charge. So I want everything to cook evenly and nicely. And I want this chicken to be falling off the bone when it's done. Also, I am making rice because normally you put the Sancocho on top of rice. And so, all right, so I just put the lid on of pretty much everything except the plantain that I'm gonna end up putting in there probably last. Well, not probably, but it will be last. And I'm also making rice because normally you put the Sancocho on top of rice. Also, I have my favorite thing in the world, avocado. Normally you put the avocado on top of everything once you put it in a bowl. So I'll show you how it's supposed to look when everything's all done. All right, as you can see, everything is cooking nicely. My test on whether my chicken is completely how I want it to be, obviously by looking at that, you can tell that it is done, but I want it to fall apart. So if I can find a piece of chicken, like this one maybe, and if this plastic spoon can go through it, then I know that it's like perfectly ready. Can't quite cut into it all the way. Oh. It's actually not doing bad. Oh, awesome. So, advantages of cutting up the whole chicken into smaller pieces because it does cook quicker. So that's good. I'm going to add the plantain and then I'm going to cover the pot for probably another 10 to 15 minutes and then I'll come back and check. And our rice is ready. As you can see, that implant of color is from the spoon I just used to check it. All right, so I am done with everything. Here's my little pot. Everything's been simmering for probably about 30 minutes. So everything's ready to eat. The corn is tender. The chicken is literally able to break apart with the plastic spoon. So that's just like my test to everything in life being ready. And so at this point, I am just waiting on my husband, Mr. Rakes, to get home so we can eat together. So I'm just gonna put it on like super low. So I'm gonna put it on super low so it's just kind of warming basically. So anyway, that's about it, guys. I will put a little picture up for you when I have it all plated and cute. So, all right, and this is a plate of Sancocho. You top it with avocado normally and just kind of dig in. I'm gonna probably add some Cholula or some kind of spicy hot sauce just because I actually love spicy food, but here we go, that's it. Hope you guys really enjoyed making this dish. I love it. It fills my heart with joy to be able to recreate something that, you know, a whole culture of people really, really enjoy. So it makes me happy. I like it. My heart is filled and now my stomach is about to be too.